Boy, howdy, we got ourselves quite the train wreck here. How do you do, folks? My name is Johnny. Welcome to Let's Talk Mini, the show where we talk about um, specific topics for an unspecified amount of time. Except not really, because it's mini and I gotta keep this shorter than the regular episodes. Welcome. I've got a guest with me here today. It's my partner, and basically boss, DreamSaturn.
Hey, how's it going?
Good to have you here, boy. So,
Good to be
this
here.
time, today we're talking about that train wreck of a design that is a Sonic movie design.
Uh,
Oh boy. Where do we even begin with this one?
who decided that toning up his legs was a good idea?
Everything about the design it's just wrong. It's not the worst thing we could have gotten, because I actually thought they were gonna give him a realistic hedgehog face, good lord. But it's not a good redesign.
Yeah, but still, isn't that, the problem that we're selling for not as bad as it could have been? Let's put this into context. Sega, the company that looked at Rise of Lyric, said, yes, this is acceptable to release and sell. They don't like it either.
And like, at least with Sonic Boom, in the redesign process, Sega and Sonic Team had a say in it. With this one, when the first poster was released, we just got Tim Miller straight up saying Sega wasn't happy with the eye choice, with the double eye thing, and it's like, did they just give Paramount that much creative control and just don't have a say in this, or?
Yeah, I have to wonder that too. The comics, Archie and IDW both have a ton of mandates and rules that they can't break at all. So you have to wonder where the hell Sega was in all this.
Yeah, and like, with the Boom redesign, Sega had a strict hand in it. Like, you look at the concept designs, a lot of them don't look very Sonic-like. But then, as the design evolved, it started to look more and more like Sonic, and then we got the final design, which just gave him blue arms, the bandages, a scarf, and overall it still looked like Sonic. This one, yeah, no, this isn't a good redesign.
Oh god, if this is what Sonic looks like, I hate to imagine what they want characters like Tails and Knuckles to look like.
Yeah, that's the thing. If Sonic looked like this, I don't want to see what they will do to the others. Thankfully, no one else seems to be in the movie. At least going by some sources, it might be just Sonic and Eggman as far as characters we actually know, and the rest is just generic to humans.
Yeah, like what really boggles the mind here is that we still don't know what Eggman looks like in this movie.
Well, we do have a concept sketch from one of the storyboard artists. And actually,
Oh,
I actually think it looks kind of neat, but then again, it's a sketch, so that might not
yeah,
actually represent the final product. It could look a lot worse.
I remember one sketch that somebody on the production ladder posted that of Sonic that kind of resembles his regular design, but not really, more of a storyboard kind of way.
Yeah, I actually saw that yesterday again, and like, it, you look at the storyboard sketch of Sonic, it's like it's more Sonic-like, but it's still not a good look for him because like his muzzle is blue too. It's like all blue. There doesn't seem to be a single piece of flesh colored thing like his belly, his arms, his muzzle, and all that. Even his ears. At least they
Yeah,
kept the freaking shoes right. Like,
yeah,
you look at this the Sonic movie design. His shoes, man.
yeah, and it's okay, this I'm willing to excuse because, okay, whatever, storyboard, it's just supposed to give you, a rough idea of what's gonna be on screen. But this is what you're gonna be looking at for the whole movie.
yeah, we're pretty much. Eesh, it's not gonna be a good sight. And like, um, there's also the thing. Like they actually had a freaking. Sonic has Nike shoes, but they already had Nike shoes stylized like Sonic's actual shoes. Like,
All you have to do is reprint those and run the ad campaign that's like, these shoes will help you run at Sonic speed or whatever.
God, like it's. They had them right there. They had everything laid out for them, and then they still chose not to go with it.
But they're not gonna do that as if this movie has any sort of dignity to protect.
Yeah, this is gonna be pretty much a Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh, it is. It's gonna be even worse because with Sonic, like you can see in his games, that is so much easier to fuck up.
Yeah, and we already had zero hopes for this movie, especially with the staff and all. I had a little bit of hope back when it was still under Sony, because of the writers mostly. But then it went to Paramount and was like, ooh, this thing is gonna take a turn for the worse, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, and for the writers under Paramount, like, I get everyone has to start somewhere, but the things they've written are, oh, they are not inspiring any sort of confidence.
Yeah. The worst thing even is that like you remember that one remember that one animation from Moogie Mikey where Sonic meets Movie Sonic?
Yeah.
I didn't expect him to be right on that. You like
Oh,
you look at
oh
the,
my
the
god, he was.
you look at the thing the design you use for Movie Sonic is it's like the exact same thing as the official movie design. And I actually also drew a version of Movie Sonic based on the that one early poster when it was like Sonic chilling with a CGI Chris Pratt or something, and like it was also very close. And like the only thing I think the two of us didn't get was the freaking right hand replacing his gloves for
Yeah, that
Sonic.
I don't understand that. Like, when did gloves become so unrealistic that they had to paint hands instead?
Yeah, like gloves are part of Sonic's iconic design. I get the shoes, but no gloves? Really? It just it's like
And like, where are his socks?
he doesn't have any socks even. Oh, it just keeps
When did
getting worse the more you
when
look
did
at it.
when did gloves and socks become so unrealistic and not grounded in reality?
It's like it's supposed to be a hedgehog, man. Hedgehogs don't wear gloves and shoes and
Yeah, well, hedgehogs don't stand up on their two hind legs and run super fast either.
that's just the thing. It's a super fast blue hedgehog that doesn't even really resemble a real hedgehog, besides the spikes and stuff. Are we? Did anyone really expect any sort of realism from a concept like that? I mean, I know Sonic has been in realistic-looking worlds like Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow the Hedgehog, and Sonic 06, and I know that some of the movie team has worked on the latter two, but even then they kept the Sonic's design intact. They, in Sonic Adventure, it's just the green eyes. It looked fairly similar to classic Sonic still.
Like, even then, Adventure and Adventure 2 were like super stylized anime worlds, and Shadow and 06 are. They look so out of place next to the humans. Like, Sonic, he doesn't even look like he belongs in the world of 06.
It's it works if you look at it as a Roger Rabbit kind of situation, but
Yeah.
that wasn't what they were going for. They were trying to to tell us that Sonic coexists with these realistic-looking humans, but then that was retconned to say that the human world and the Sonic world were like separated things I meet every once in a while.
Yeah, like it works in a sort of, yeah, that kind of Who Framed Roger Rabbit kind of way. But this, it's like, I don't even know what the hell they're going for.
It's basically the Garfield movie with Sonic.
Oh, oh no, we can't even get, uh, trying to remember his name, who voiced Garfield in that again?
The Garfield movie was Bill Murray.
Oh yeah, Bill Murray from, oh man, his name just escapes me super hard. No matter how hard he ghost spots, he cannot save this.
Yeah. And like, if you remember both of the Garfield movies, it was like Garfield and his quote unquote twin Prince from the second movie were the only CGI stylized animals in that thing, and then we got the other characters were just real cats and real dogs, and the humans were humans. What else are you gonna expect? And then it's like no consistency. There's Garfield, this huge mutant cat, and then everything else looks exactly it looks realistic. Everything else is just the real world.
Like, the thing I don't understand at all is like, you take that render that was released in full, put him in any of the set photos, and he still looks just as out of place as he would if you just used his model from like Unleashed or something.
Or that one concept by what's it? Lady GT. Have you seen that? It was basically Sonic himself from the games. Just it just has more detailed fur and stuff. He still looks like the Sonic we know and love, at least modern Sonic.
I think I might have.
I think I can send it to you. Let me see. It was right here. Was it right here? Yeah, here it is. Copy. Send. Here it is.
Oh,
It's basically this.
yeah, that looks like
Looks a
something I might,
thousand
yeah.
times better. It keeps the iconic design, but still makes him a little more detailed. And like, you even look at movies like the Smurfs and Alvin. Those even look close to their original designs, even if the Smurfs don't keep their eyes super close, like
Yeah.
in the original art style. And then you look at Sonic, and it's like they missed the point so hard.
Yeah, like you like Sonic's eyes right there. If you're gonna give him the white fur between the eyes anyway to sort of emulate what he has now, then why not just give him the mono eye?
Yeah, and it's like you're already making a movie about a super fast blue hedgehog that collects rings and beats a fat old man. I mean, a fat old scientist and stuff. But, so, what's the point of realism? Sonic was never meant to be realistic, and even the original artist that made him in the first place has said this and compared him to Mickey Mouse. If you put Mickey Mouse in a live-action setting, or even with more anime-ish characters like in Kingdom Hearts, he doesn't change his look. He stays the same.
Like, I remember there was one sort of test pilot of Sonic X put online not long ago where everything seems about the same, but Sonic is in the world of other Mobians, Anthros, or whatever the hell they're calling them now. And it's like, okay, it works for Zootopia, why can't we do that for Sonic?
Yeah, like, and some folks seem to be like, oh, it works better than hybrid movie because, hybrid movies makes a lot of money. Have you seen Marvel and stuff? And like, this isn't even the same situation. Marvel has already a huge ass name in cinema, thanks to the cinematic universe, and thanks to things like Spider-Man, the original trilogy and stuff. Sonic doesn't work the same way. Sonic is a cartoony character from the get-go. Spider-Man, Captain America, they can fit in the live-action world, and those only use CGI for like more special effects and stuff, worlds, enemies, and not really the characters themselves, with some exceptions like Rocket Raccoon. But
Yeah,
Sonic isn't
it's like
even the same. The same. It's not even on the same book.
yeah, it's like okay, but the Marvel superheroes were always like supposed to take place in our world, and Sonic, he, depending on what continuity you follow, he was always on a different world, or he was a super exaggerated version of our world. But no, they're being dead fucking serious with this. They're playing this so by the book.
It's like with Sonic, he was always exaggerated. He was based on Mickey freaking Mouse, and other cartoons from the 1930s and stuff. So like you can't really expect characters like that to really fit in a realistic world. The only way they even had characters like that in the real world was in the same way as Roger Rabbit. It was with Roger Rabbit. They were just animated. They had their own little town and everything. But here, they took a cartoony design and just bastardized it.
Oh, that is putting it so much nicer than I will.
Yeah. And like, the people who made the character in the first place, and even his own Japanese voice actor, aren't pleased with this.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I remember Miller said, oh, it's gonna look weird if we don't do it like this. This somehow doesn't look weird.
It looks like the weirdest thing, especially like if you just put it side by side with the any of the other Sonic designs, and it just looks. It doesn't fit in. It doesn't. It doesn't mesh well.
Greg Martin and Sonic Boom, I owe you an apology because you no longer hold the title for worst Sonic design I've ever seen.
And even then, the boom design had been tweaked and retweaked several times with feedback from Sega and Sonic Team. This one apparently did not.
Hey Sega, if you're ever thinking about doing a movie again, just give it to Marza.
And only Marza. They're not strangers to theatrical productions. I mean, if I recall correctly, they even made a Resident Evil movie, entirely animated, that looked super realistic, and it was still looked awesome. And they even made what was it called? Space Captain Arlock or something. I'm gonna need to look it up. And that was for toy animation, and that also looks amazing. And in terms of Sonic stuff, just look at Unleashed. Imagine that as a whole movie.
Like Night of the Werehog and all those cutscenes in Unleashed, Sonic is full of expression and life.
And that opening cutscene is still basically the best intro cutscene I've seen for anything related to Sonic.
Oh, easily.
It's like just Sonic and Eggman versus Eggman. Almost zero dialogue coming from Sonic. It doesn't say much. It's all action. It fires on all cylinders from the get-go. And then like there's this thing. What was I gonna say? If you had that as like a whole movie with a good story and all, and got a good voice cast, I mean, I wouldn't even be mad if they just use the games cast. honestly. Even if I don't like some of the voices, I think I would take that as opposed to some um, maybe miscast by Hollywood. But then again,
Yeah.
the cast they have now, at least for Sonic and Eggman, doesn't seem too bad. At least for Sonic, I think Ben Schwartz could do a good voice for him.
Yeah, like his hearing his Leo voice and trying to remember who he plays in DuckTales, I get them confused a lot.
Ben Schwartz plays Dewey, the blue one.
Dewey, yeah. Dewey and Leo, his voice reminds me a lot of something like a more modern Ryan Drummond.
Yeah, that's if he if he stuck around after the movie and stuff, even if he does a good performance in the movie, I think he could easily be the second best Sonic after Drummond.
Yeah, like just to look at movie Sonic, that is not a Sonic that I can imagine that kind of voice coming out of.
Yeah, I try to put in like we could just try to put to play a Ryan Drummond clip and then look at the movie Sonic. It just doesn't fit. And same with even Ben Schwartz. You take his clips from DuckTales and the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and yeah, put that in the real Sonic, please.
Oh, I would even take fucking Forces over this movie.
Yeah, and both of us don't even like forces.
Yeah. Like that at least kind of looks recognizable as a Sonic world, and they don't radically change his design like at all. And
They just try to make modern Sonic look like classic Sonic, despite the fact that classic Sonic is already right freaking there.
oh god, could you imagine if they forced a fucking classic Sonic cameo into this?
Oh no, that would be bad. Like
And then we have
it's
Tom the cop over there saying, "Whoa, Sonic, it's you from another dimension."
ugh. I still hate the whole. Look, it says Sonic from another dimension. He was supposed to be young Sonic in Generations.
That's a whole other can of problems. I could go on for hours about
Yeah, we
everything
can
about
just
Force
discuss
and
that
blah.
that kind of stuff later. Right now, we have a monstrosity right in front of us, and emphasize again, it's not the worst thing that could have come from the movie. We actually imagine worse, but still, this is not how you redesign an iconic character like Sonic.
This does not look iconic at all. I cannot have see this having any staying power well beyond staying in my nightmares.
I just see this movie making money solely based on the fact that it's a Sonic the Hedgehog movie. The rest, I don't think this movie can really hold its own.
It, it,
Especially when Detective Pikachu is coming out in May.
oh, this will not top. Well, see, the problem I have with this whole thing is, if you're gonna bank so hard on the name, then why not stick to the source material?
Yeah, Hollywood seems to have a really bad record with adaptations. I mean, like Marvel and stuff; those are fine. Those are really good movies in their own right. But like with adaptations of cartoons to live action, I mean, we've gone on about Garfield. We mentioned the Smurfs, and then we have Alvin and the Chipmunks. You remember how Alvin and the Chipmunks actually thought it could stand up to freaking Star Wars?
I will never forget Alvin and the Chipmunks releasing on the same day as Star Wars.
And like they even had a poster saying like "You're freaked, Star Wars," and they're like the lines for the for Star Wars were like what 10 times 10 times as big as the Alvin ones.
I think that was the last Alvin movie, and there's definitely a reason for that.
Yeah, it got beaten hard by Star Wars. This thing is gonna be the exact same, except because it's releasing in November, its main competition might be Frozen 2. And you saw how much of a success the first Frozen was. So just
Oh
imagine
yeah,
how well the sequel will do.
people are just now shutting the fuck up about Let It Go.
Yeah, that was the problem. Trends, what are you gonna do? The movie was hot and stuff. But let's hope they come up with a better song this time around. Not that Let It Go is a bad song, but it got annoying when everyone was singing it over and over again. And like, the thing that's gonna really bring down this movie is, besides the fact that it's really not gonna be, I don't think it's gonna be a good Sonic movie. It's the fact that it's not gonna be a good video game movie, and that's a problem because Detective Pikachu is coming out in May, and that already looks really really cool.
Oh, it does. Like Ryan Reynolds, his energy is just amazing for something like that.
And like when I first heard of the Detective Pikachu movie, um, even with the casting and all, I was like, I'm super skeptical about this. I don't think this can work. Then came the first trailer, and I was like, okay, let's go see this movie.
Mm. Like, the reason it's different for Pokemon is because, like, okay, Pokemon teaming up with humans is, like, the whole point.
It's not a new thing, but people don't expect this Pokemon to be in live action. But even then, I think they hired a fan artist who had been done realistic Pokemon designs for like years at this point. Look at how it went. I mean, you look at Pikachu and even Mr. Mime. You look at them in their live action forms. You can still tell it's the characters they're meant to be. With Sonic, yeah, no.
This looks like the mascot for some kind of hemorrhoid cream.
Actually, I was talking about this with a friend in a post I made on Facebook, and I was like, "This looks like someone wanted to make a Sonic fursuit, but didn't want to include the mono eye and wanted to make it more realistic."
Uh,
And it's like, I don't have anything against fursuits, but you look at this thing, and man, it's like they really try to make some sort of Sonic fursuit, then not keep the mono eye and stuff, and then was like, "Hey, this is Sonic. Look at him. Look at how he's Sonic, guys."
yeah, this looks like a bad discount bootleg version.
And we already had enough of that when Sonic Boom came around, like
Oh,
with the
yes,
blue
we
arms thing mostly, because the design itself. I think the Boom design is fine, but yeah, you mentioned many times in conversations that the blue arms sort of make it feel like a bootleg because the blue arms are usually associated with those and animation errors.
yeah.
And then they incorporate that into the movie design of all things, and yeah. And I already seen like the legacy Sonic with the blue arms, with like modern Sonic with the blue arms, and ugh, no thank you. And I even shared recently a picture of classic Sonic with blue arms, and yeah, no, take it away. The blue arms just, no, it doesn't work. It works for Boom Sonic, I feel, but everything else just doesn't look good with the blue arms.
This whole thing just hurts my head to think about all the things They do.
It's gonna be even worse because you look at the reaction from like look at the reaction from people who actually work on the freaking thing. And it's like, especially the likes of Yuji Naka. You look at his reaction to the whole thing, and you're like, I'm so sorry that you have to see your creation be bastardized like this. It's like,
This
yeah,
I just don't understand. Like, you have this concept that is not even remotely realistic, and decide, yeah, let's shove him into the real world.
just because Shadow in 06 tried to do it doesn't mean you have to do it in the big movie debut. That's the like, and I mean, I know the Blur Studio, the guys who are doing the movie, at least helping with the CGI and stuff, did work on Shadow in 06, but like, is that the only thing Sonic they know, and they just decided to take that and ev- sort of quote unquote evolve it or something? Because if that's the case, holy shit.
It's just so amazing to me how these people claim to be so, like, they love the franchise, but they're so out of touch with it.
That's just the biggest problem. It's like people working on this freaking series and being so out of touch with it. I mean, not counting the Mania team, but those guys are like blessings in disguise.
It's not
That goes
even
for
this,
everyone who worked on Mania.
not even in disguise. They're total blessings, and now all that goodwill they built up is just gone.
It's like it's been said. It's like they're actively trying to destroy the goodwill that Mania, Generations, and Colors built up, and like bringing the franchise down to mediocrity again.
Sonic Team can ruin the franchise on their own, you animals.
It's just disappointing to see all of this happening because things didn't have to be like this. All the bad stuff that's happened to Sonic and also this film didn't have to happen.
There's only one Sonic movie we have to acknowledge.
And that's the
It came out
freaking
in
OVA.
1996.
Yeah, the OVA was just two freaking episodes stitched together. Works better as a movie than the one that's supposed to be the fucking Sonic movie.
Oh god, can you imagine all the fucking kids and shit who are gonna have this as their first exposure to the franchise?
Imagine just a kid looking at this and being like, "Oh, this looks neat. Let's watch this." And then going to the store, "I want a Sonic thing," and then they see a Sonic game and they're like, "Wait, this doesn't look like the Sonic from the movie. What's going on?"
Like, it's night and day. Game Sonic and movie Sonic are so different in every regard.
Not helping is the fact that they went with a completely different cast of voice actors for the characters that people do know, Sonic and Eggman mainly. And like, imagine them hearing Ben Schwartz and Sonic, and then going to the games and hearing Roger Craig Smith, and they're like, "Why does he sound so different?"
God,
It's gonna be a whole mess. And supposedly, Film Sonic is supposed to be one of the pillars right now. So it's classic, modern film and animation.
having four pillars that are drastically different and managed by different people with different visions. I wonder what could go wrong with this.
Yeah, I wonder what that's gonna do for the brand identity. I couldn't imagine the catastrophic the catastrophe that's gonna be.
God, just how do how does a company that made one of the most iconic game franchises ever still be so completely clueless about how to handle it?
It's even worse because like Nintendo is doing the same thing with their franchises. I mean, adapting them into movies, and like everyone is overseeing the whole thing. Like Detective Pikachu and even the Mario movie, and that one's meant to be fully animated. Like, I'm not gonna say give Sonic to Nintendo because that would mean exclusivity and stuff, but like, it seems like Nintendo is really getting their shit together when it comes to their franchises, and Sega keeps throwing Sonic to everything and seeing what sticks.
They've been doing this for years, and that's like a huge problem because it muddles the identity even further. Like, just consider how many changes Sonic has seen in his games alone over the years. And then factor in like all the different animations and comics.
It's a whole mess. It was less complicated in the classic era because you had, let's say by 1994, by the end of no, not the end of 1994, by the beginning of 1995, you had four, no, not four, five mainline Sonic games, and they were pretty similar to each other. The only thing they added was abilities and characters. Like you had Sonic 1, 2, 3, CD, and Knuckles. Um, and they were all pretty similar to each other. The only thing they had that was really a mess was the cartoons and the comics. Like you had Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog on one side, it was basically Looney Tunes Sonic. Then we had Sonic Sat AM, which is one of the better cartoons. Don't at me. Then you have the comics, which just adapted the Sat AM stuff, but then went on its own weird direction with it.
No, God. Ken Penders.
Let's not even get into that rabbit hole.
He's had fun with the movie design.
Like I've seen photos of one of his recent Sonic drawings and compared to the movie Sonic. I think they're both kind of gross.
Oh, they are.
Speaking of gross, looking at the illustrations they had for this leaked style guide, that side mouth.
Oh,
Like I think I've heard you say that sometimes the side mount would look gross in 3D. And now I see what you mean.
because it does. Like, it works fine in 2D art because that's like the whole point it's supposed to fit in. But watching someone's mouth slide across their face in 3D, especially on a realistic looking thing, oh my god, it's gonna be scarring.
Yikes. Though this seems to be just for the 2D art, the artwork for the movie, because the one full body render that was leaked too seemed to have a full centered mouth. It was like a really big mouth, sort of like
Oh
the fan film design.
god, it looks worse the more you look at it.
Yeah, that's not a good sign when you really want to pull people in, especially fans of the franchise. But like, I feel like people are still gonna go see this in theaters just to see how bad it is. And I
Oh, they
say,
will.
and I'd say, don't do that. You're just gonna give them money, and that's gonna convince them to make more of this. And
Yeah.
who wants that?
Like, they did the same shit with, like, the Emoji Movie, and it's like, no, if it sucks, don't fucking fund it.
Yeah, but like at least the Emoji Movie doesn't seem to be getting any sequels anytime soon. So that's a bit of a relief, and it did get super negative reviews. Nobody liked the Emoji Movie, though. There's probably one Emoji Movie fan somewhere, but we don't talk about that.
Like, I'm looking at this forum post now, and let's count the people who have spoken out against the movie design and said it's not very good. Yuji Naka, co-creator of Sonic. Naoto Oshima, co-creator of Sonic. Shiro Maekawa, Sonic Adventure supervisor and the advisor of Sonic X scripts, among the writer of some other things. Gurihiro-san, character designer and illustrator for Sonic Unleashed. Shun Nakamura, producer of at Sonic Team in Japan. Hiroko Yashura, Sonic 1 level designer, and he's also done work for Naughty Dog, I think. Junichi Kanamura, Sonic's voice actor in Japan since Sonic Adventure. Kate Burning, former Sega of America community team. EB Games Australia. Multiple video game publications, including Game Explain and Polygon. And people who have spoken out in favor of the design. Ken Panders, about who gives a fuck about what he has to say. And like 3 fans.
But like, Cam Penders was against the design, wasn't he?
I can't even tell what he's saying anymore.
Right. Then we
I mean,
just
the
discard
fact
it
that
then.
Yeah. The fact that he's saying, oh, I could see this fitting in with the Laura Sue Chronicles and how high regards he holds himself, and that's either...
Of course, he bring up
Yeah.
his own freaking work
Yeah.
when Sonic is being mentioned.
It's another, like, Bailina Productions, right here I have his tweet. It's another embarrassing day for Sonic, but don't grieve because we still have Sonic Mania Adventures.
Let's hope at least that one rumored cartoon heals the wound.
You know, like, okay, trying to remember the name of the company,
Technicolor?
yeah, that. Technicolor. They're attached to some modern Sonic merch now, so chances are we might be seeing a CG modern Sonic cartoon.
Well, that's a bit of a relief at least. 'Cause, like the only modern Sonic cartoon we have is Sonic X, and that opinions
Let's
vary
not
on
talk
that.
about that. The
Like,
Japanese dub was better.
but it's still the same basic thing.
Yeah, it's still shit, just slightly less stinky shit.
Yeah, and like, let's hope that at least this rumored modern Sonic cartoon is actually good. 'Cause with Sonic Boom, I enjoyed it. I personally enjoyed both season 1 and 2. I felt like it could use some improvements, but overall, I was satisfied with it. Some people weren't. Some people didn't like it, but like that, to each their own.
Eh. Well, I hope Technicolor has at least improved in the last few years because Boom Season 2 looked pretty bad at points.
It's like they're. I don't like bringing up budget in animation productions because it's mostly down to time, talent, and some other factors. But that could have been a reason for it because Boom was basically a flop. They invested $20 million in that thing just for the game, the cartoon, the merchandise, and it seems like the merch wasn't selling, and so that's why Boom was permanently canned.
And then we have the Archie comics, which lasted like 12 issues, I think.
Yeah, about 11 issues, and more than half of it was just the second Mega Man crossover.
Boom did not get a fair shake, and in a way that kind of makes me sad.
Yeah, and I feel like now that we have this thing, I think we'd be more forgiving of stuff like Boom, because at least we can recognize the characters as the characters they're supposed to be. Maybe except Knuckles. Knuckles is a bit of a drastic change, but it's just upper body being bigger. But then you have the face, and you can still tell it's Knuckles. And like
This movie is just such a different beast entirely.
it's like after this, we pretty much owe Boom Knuckles an apology.
We owe a lot of Sonic artists an apology.
I've seen better realistic Sonic designs from fans. And I don't mean just that one Lady GT concept. I mean, like, I think even Evan Stanley made their own Sonic movie design. It wasn't too drastic. I mean, he kept the mono eye, just made him just slightly more realistic. Like, more detailed fur and stuff. I need to get the image cause like I remember it, but I don't have it on me right now. But I'll look it up. Probably put it in the video itself.
I will just never understand why Hollywood hates good things.
Oh, they like nice things, but they want nice things to make money. They're greedy like that.
Like, there's a name for things that only exist to make money.
Yeah. And this
There's, it's
thing,
not being made with passion or heart or soul. And I don't care if, oh, the people who are working on it seem to really like it. Yeah, 'cause they want you to go fucking see it.
and like, they also want their paycheck. So they
Yeah,
can't
like,
be like, oh, I hate this thing. But then
are
like,
we really fucking taking basic fucking PR talk as gospel that the movie's gonna be good? Because remember, people who were working on Rise of Lyric were saying how good that was gonna be. People who were working on '06 were saying how good that's gonna be.
they always have hype up good things that carry a big name just to make it seem better than it is. And like you can't take that at face value. You gotta see things with your own eyes. Because for all we know, this could be another Rise of Lyric situation where people are working on it and just having the worst conditions. I mean, I doubt it because, this movie's been in production since, what, 2014?
I honestly kind of figured that the movie was canceled for a bit.
Not that I blame you. It's been so long since the announcement, and then only now we're getting concrete things about it. Before
Like,
then, we didn't. Let's say 2016, we didn't have anyone from the cast named. We didn't have any teasers. We didn't have even a trailer like that. We didn't have anything.
like they got in 2014, I think. And I remember very vividly Van Robichaud, the former writer, said, "Oh, we'll get more information early 2015." That never came, and then it just went quiet for years and years and years. And during that period, I just kind of figured, oh, I guess it was canceled. Then Paramount gets it, and oh, I guess shit is happening again.
And they kept some of the people who were working on the movie when it was under Sony. But like, it's weird. This movie has been since the start. It's been a really up and down and all around with everything. We have people saying we would get information on it, in 2015. That never came. Then 2016, that also never came, and that could have been revealed at the 25th anniversary party. Still nothing. It gotta wonder how much stuff did Sony make?
Oh God, you just gotta like notice how quiet the official Sonic Twitter and shit is about the movie. Like they have not been talking about it at all.
The only time I've seen the Sonic Twitter mention the movie was twice. Once in 2014 when the movie was announced, and once again before the teaser poster was released. But that wasn't their doing. The one who showed the teaser poster in the first place was IGN, not the official Sonic Twitter.
We have, however, been getting some more Mania stuff lately, so you gotta wonder if they're just using what good graces they have left to kind of negate whatever backlash you're getting from this.
And I think, yeah, that's pretty likely because they know people love Mania, and like they also use the Team Sonic Racing stuff because, of course, that music, goddamn, it's so glorious.
Oh, it's so good to have Crush 40 back.
Oh, it is, and like not even just Crush 40 back. We have Jun Sonoe back as the sound director, and that hasn't been a thing since Generations, I think.
I, yeah, that sounds about right.
And like Sonic soundtracks, I feel are at their best with Jun Sonoe.
Oh, yes, they are. Live and learn, let me tell you.
And I'm not against I'm not saying the other composers are bad because like we have T Lopes and that man. Oh, these
Don't
soundtracks.
deserve it.
T Lopes is basically perfect.
He is.
Like
I mean,
even his
Mania's
joint tracks
soundtrack.
with Sonoe, even his
Oh,
stuff that was done with Sonoe is like amazing. And like
at the
yeah,
Nah, I was just gonna say, like, at the very least, we're getting him more involved with Mania's Adventures soundtrack, so at least we have that to fall back on when this movie is inevitably fucking garbage.
like it's not just Mania Adventures. It's also like Team Sonic Racing. I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting T Love to show up in that. I was thinking, oh, they're probably gonna get either gonna get Richard Jocks, which he is in the game. He made the remix of Ocean View with Sonoe, or they're gonna get the Forces guys, and was like,
Oh
mm,
no.
maybe they're gonna get the Forces guys, and we're gonna get another subpar Sonic soundtrack. But no, they got Jun Sonoe, T Lopes, Richard Jocks, the rest of the team from the Sonic Adventure Music Experience, which they're goddamn music gods, and they got also Hyper Potions, which is great.
Hmm. So they're putting so much into a racing game of all things. Like, I'm glad they're putting effort into things again, but could you pick better timing, please?
And like with all this thing with the Team Sonic Racing soundtrack, I'm like, yo, the next mainline Sonic game better have a better soundtrack than this. Better have a glorious, amazing soundtrack like the good old days. Else I'm gonna be mad.
Like, I'm glad to have Crush 40 back, probably more than most people, but I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth here, but I'd kind of prefer if they saved that for, like, the 30th anniversary game or something.
Yeah, I get
Like,
what you're saying.
yeah,
It would have
just
been a
imagine,
grand
like,
reveal.
yeah.
Just imagine a grand reveal of the big Sonic game for the 30-year anniversary, and then we
And
get
then Crush 40 just comes out and plays the main theme of the game. That would be amazing.
that would be the best freaking thing. and like they came back for Team Sonic Racing, and that's cool, but like if they're putting so much into this soundtrack for a spin-off game, the next mainline Sonic game better deliver.
It probably won't.
Don't disappoint me now. I mean, they're already disappointing me because, you know, November we have a date with the movie, but like, with all this
I mean,
stuff being all grim, I just want Sonic to be good again. I don't want Mania to just be a freaking fluke.
most good Sonic games were, let's be honest, n- Sonic Team is the issue more, I'd say.
Yeah, with Sonic Team, I think it's about time they kind of gave their ranks a little spin. And like, there's the thing, Sonic Team hasn't been Sonic Team since 2008 because of the whole Sega research and development studio. They're the second Sega research and development studio. Now they basically merged with the third one, and so now it's Sega Development and Research Studio 1 and 2 instead of just having 3. So they have more people, but also more franchises to work on. It's not just Sonic.
All I want is a Sonic RPG in the style of Persona 5.
Oh, that would be dope. With the
That
same
game,
kind of stylish art direction and everything. Oh, that would
yeah.
be a dream.
But instead, we have to settle for not knowing what the hell Sonic Team is up to right now.
At least we know that they're working on a new Sakura Wars, but that's not Sonic. But we'll see. I think the Sonic development and the whole brand was moved to the West, so that could open up new possibilities for the franchise.
Yeah, it was. Which makes sense since I guess Sonic's returns are always the best in the West, and anything close to the Mania team is a good idea if you ask me.
Yeah, and like since they probably have the doors open for Western developers, just imagine a Sonic game by Insomniac.
Oh, that would be so fucking good.
But like, I think they would have to make it. No, wait. They wouldn't have to make it a Sony exclusive because Sunset Overdrive is a thing. But like,
Yeah, if we could get it on PC and let the modders go to town, yeah, that's ideal.
yeah, and like imagine, Sunset Overdrive was a super stylish game. Imagine that kind of style applied to Sonic.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, and like, if we had games like that um, happen, I pretty much just forget the movie. I would just give it the middle finger and move on. I want to play my new stylish Sonic
Mm.
game.
Yeah, I'm already forgetting the movie, like, I'm not gonna fucking see it.
Oh, if I ever see this thing, it's not gonna be by choice.
If I ever do see it, it's not gonna be legally.
Yeah, screw it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like pirating things in general, but like, I don't want to give this movie my money. Cause like
I
I don't want Hollywood to think this is what people want.
yeah, this I don't like to think about this movie.
Yeah, me neither. But the more we see of it, the worse it gets. It's not the worst case scenario, but like, it's not the best case scenario either. Because the best case scenario would just been a full-on animated movie made by Marza, and then we would end the discussion there. Because Martha is fucking amazing.
I just don't know, man. I just don't know.
At this point, they better blow us away at South by Southwest, else I'm gonna pull out the mallet and there's gonna be a riot over here.
I'm, yeah, I'm game for a riot.
Then again, they might not reveal much at South by Southwest because they haven't done anything big at South by Southwest besides maybe the Team Sonic Racing teaser. That's
Well, there
it.
was Sonic Mania Plus and Mania Adventures.
Oh, right, right.
Yeah.
There was a
So,
reveal
yeah.
of those two, and even
I
the
can
return
only
of Mighty and
imagine-
Ray.
I can only imagine. Guys, we know everyone hates the movie, so, Sonic Mania Adventures Season 2.
Yes, but like, since they're probably doing a modern Sonic cartoon, they're probably gonna put more focus on that instead. And I just hope the thing is actually cool, 'cause that's something Sonic has been lacking, cool factor and stuff. And that it's
Yes.
a good cartoon overall.
Some cool for a very long time.
Yeah. 'Cause like, there's the whole thing. Back in 2011, we all thought that Sonic could do no wrong. Everything was fine and dandy. And then we have this.
Oh, how the times change.
And it didn't change for the better. Well, except for the fact that Mania exists and Mania is like the best thing ever since generations.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate, I'd say.
And it's not just Sonic Mania. There's anything that has the Mania name, like Mania Adventures, Mania Plus. All of those are like the best things to come out of the franchise since 2011.
This whole thing just boggles the mind here.
Yeah. This whole thing, again, it didn't have to be like this. They have Marza. Marza can do full-on theatrical things. But I guess the problem then would be who would distribute the movie. And like, there's several animation studios who could do that. You can even have Marza make a movie and then have an Illumination distribute it, for example.
Like, Hollywood has just always been so out of touch about what makes the games good that they're making the movies based on.
It's like they probably aren't so out of touch, but they're out of touch with what's good. They probably this Blur Studio worked on Shadow in '06. They probably look at that and thought, "Yeah, let's do this."
You know what? I'm gonna write my own Sonic movie with blackjack and hookers. In fact, forget the movie.
Like, man, I remember what's his name? A Plus Start, you know, the guy who does Son of a Glitch, low poly, and is currently working on that Sonic Chaos remake. He said back in December, let's just get the fans, all the talent from the fan base, to make our own proper Sonic movie, and say screw this to say screw the Paramount movie.
Shit, I'm game to write.
And I'm game to do the arts. Maybe do some animation. Who knows?
Oh, that would be incredible.
Yeah, but then there's the thing. In my case, I have a lot more competition. Like Like the Sonic fan artists can be so freaking amazing.
Oh yeah, they can.
Most of them actually are amazing. Like, it's not even just the folks you see on Twitter. Some of them are working on the comics right now, and they're anything less than amazing won't properly describe their work. You know?
You know what? Yeah, let's make our own Sonic movie.
Yeah, screw this thing.
No redesigns needed.
Yeah, no redesigns, no freaking humans allowed except for Eggman. We can have you, Robotnik. But like, just and like we've discussed the how they could have done a Sonic movie before, like fully animated. All we need is the characters from Sonic Mega Drive, the main cast from that, like Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Metal Sonic, and Eggman. We don't need anything else. Just those six are enough to carry a movie.
Oh, they would definitely be like, just do a sort of soft adaptation of Sonic Adventure or something.
Yeah, just don't include Big the Cat. We don't need him.
He's not really necessary to the plot of Adventure anyway.
Arguably, neither is Gamma.
Gamma is at least, his ending makes you sad.
And that's the thing. Gamma's story is compelling, but I feel it would work better as a side story more than something that's included in the bigger picture. You know. Same with Big. Big is like, well, not so much a fully fledged side story, but like, I feel like Big would work for short stories, since like full on animated shorts where he's just being goofy and chasing around Froggy. But like part of the bigger picture, I feel it doesn't work.
Like, my whole. I just don't know anymore, man. I feel like I've exhausted every possible point about how bad this movie is from the very concepts.
Yeah, and like the most we can say right now, since we pretty much beaten this thing to the ground, most we can say is that um, what we can say is compare it to certain possibilities, like a full-on animated movie, or a fan-made movie that's actually really great, made by some of the bigger talents, and then adaptations of Sonic Adventure or even Sonic Unleashed. Sonic Unleashed could actually really work as a movie.
No, yeah, it could. I would rather talk about Sonic Unleashed because that's way more interesting to talk about.
And like, it's one of the better modern Sonic games, at least in my eyes. I mean, it's like my favorite Sonic game, so like, of course I'm gonna praise the hell out of it.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite 3D Sonic game.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite, even if I mostly have experience with the sort of inferior PS2 version. But like, just the story and everything, the visuals, the character designs and everything, just um, resonated with me a lot. And I shed a tear every time I see that ending cutscene.
Yeah, that's a real. I want to say downer, but it's not really a downer.
I mean, the ending cutscene is like, Chip is gone, but he's still with Sonic, and like we might not see him for some time, but like it's supposed to be some like what's it called? Not a downer, but a sign of the world has been saved, but Chip has to go but he'll always be with Sonic. And then that was forgotten about because we don't see the bracelet that Chip left in any other Sonic game, and
Total
that's
fucking
disappointing.
bullshit.
That's sort of disappointing. I kind of wish we got some sort of continuity with Unleashed, because like not only did it have some of the better Sonic stories, also it was some of the better human designs.
Oh, definitely.
Because like you look at the humans in Sonic Unleashed, and you're like, yeah, this fits. This is better than whatever we had 2 years ago in Sonic 06. Um, because they're actually cartoony and they were designed to fit with the aesthetic of Sonic.
But real life humans, and again, going back to whatever the fuck it is they're doing with the movie, even with the redesign, he doesn't even look like he belongs here with us.
It's like I remember this one post that showed like it showed Mario from that one Odyssey trailer where he was in the real world, like a real world version of New Donk. It was Mario in that trailer, then Pikachu, and I think it had Roger Rabbit and Space Jam, and it was like, don't scrutinize the character to fit with the world, scrutinize the world to fit with the character.
Yes, exactly that.
Because like if you try too much to change what's already fine, well, you end up with this. You end up with this thing, and that's not something people even like.
I just. I don't know anymore, man. This franchise and this movie, I just feel like I've exhausted everything I have to say about it.
Heck, the only reason I'm doing more Sonic art lately is mostly because I went back and just listened to the Sonic Era soundtrack, because that game's soundtrack just brings me so much joy. And I was like, yeah, after this lift up my spirits. Let's draw some Sonic. And like,
And
hmm?
at least there's Mania.
Yeah. At least we still have Mania. And actually, after the whole reveal, and after listening to the Game Over themes and the level fail theme for Sonic from Sonic Unleashed, I actually went to hear the Discovery theme from Mania Adventures that they published that they uploaded not that long ago, because that song just makes me feel so much better.
This Sonic only brings despair.
Yeah. And we stress again, it's not the worst thing, but this. No, it doesn't work. It really doesn't work. And when was the last time we've seen the fan base and even people who worked on it so how is it, so um so against something? It's like most of the time, let's say with Boom, there was a sizable amount of people that defended the thing when it was released. Like, oh no, it's not actually that bad. But then we fast forward to the Sonic movie, and like every single one of the big names, and even other people, other fans, and even the people who even worked on the freaking franchise, don't like this design at all.
Hopefully, this will spark some sort of change. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Like, after Mania, and even after Forces, and with this thing now, I think it's about time Sonic got a shake up. Like, stop for a bit, get its shit together, and then come back. Like, I wouldn't even be mad if there was nothing Sonic in 2020, just so they could make a big old return in 2021 for the 30th anniversary. But like, yeah, at this point, they need to stop, rethink everything, give the series a proper shake-up. Not this, please. Um, and then come back better than ever. Because I've said before, I've said not that long ago, um, back in the 90s and even the early 2000s, back when Sonic was still a Sega exclusive, back when Sega was making consoles, they treated him like he was the hottest shit on the block, like the coolest thing ever. They were treating him like the game to have, you know? And they were like, Sonic the Hedgehog, it's the best thing ever. You should buy it. It's only on Sega. No, Nintendo doesn't have anything like this.
And now they just don't fucking care.
I mean, since
I don't
Sega
know.
left the console market, it's been going downhill. Then it went uphill with the Boost Formula games, and then went downhill again with Lost World, Sonic Boom, and kind of went back up again with Mania, and then immediately went down with Forces. Then we got Sonic Mania Plus and Sonic Mania Adventures, all was fine and dandy, and in comes the fucking movie.
At least that means you're probably due for something good soon.
They have to make up for it. Otherwise, if they just keep making bad stuff over and over again, despite the fact that Sonic really has a lot of potential, I mean, if given proper time and care, Sonic could easily, very very easily, the be better than the best of Mario.
They just keep trying to kill Sonic. They even literally killed him in '06, and he still came back. Just imagine how amazing this franchise could be if they cared.
Well, we got a glimpse of it with Mania.
Exactly that.
And not just Mania, Generations too. Even if the story wasn't all that great, I mean, you look at the Sonic, modern Sonic gameplay, and it's like, that's what I want. Because like, Generations, the modern Sonic levels, kind of bring this sense of adrenaline that I feel not many Sonic games have captured. You know, it makes you all feel so cool. That's what I'm missing. You know.
I just. It's so hard to care about this whole thing when they don't care.
Yeah, it's the whole matter again of if they don't care, why should I?
I just. I don't know anymore. I have said everything I have to say on the matter.
Yeah, and I feel like things are not gonna get better even if we get a trailer, cause like then we just see the thing in motion and we hear how it sounds. That's it.
I just. I don't know. I don't feel like I have anything more to add.
Yeah, at this point we're basically dragging the thing and just comparing and just thinking of possibilities of what the franchise is gonna improve on. But like, yeah, about this whole situation about the movie, I think we've pretty much said everything we need to. I think we just haven't talked about. No, okay, no, we mentioned the Eggman sketch, didn't we?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, we did mention the one storyboard sketch of Eggman, and like it doesn't look bad, but that's pretty much all we have for today. So I'm gonna thank everyone for tuning in. It's basically the first time we're doing something like this. I think it's the first time I also gave you a voice call in a while. It's been a long time, holy crap.
Yes, it has.
But yeah. So thank everyone so much for tuning in. This probably went way longer than any of us was expecting, but at least we said what we needed to say. So I'm gonna say goodbye, everyone, and thank you for joining me, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
I'll make sure to have you in other discussions, because you're basically my go-to guy when it comes to Sonic stuff. Okay, see you later, people.